let's start with the cybersecurity services. Uh, just before going into the VAPT, I want to introduce about this a step back, and that I want to show you what are the cybersecurity services. So the concept is very simple. Whenever a business moves from a paper work to an online business, so there comes cybersecurity. When any organization in the world who is running their online businesses, what is their problem? Their problem is cybersecurity. Uh, uh, so the problem, or you can say that cybersecurity starts with an online business. So this is the first point you have to understand. Any organization in the world, if they are doing online businesses, then it means that cybersecurity services are applicable on them. And if they want to provide their services without any interruption, without any hacking, with safety, they have to uh, pick up the cybersecurity services. Uh, Now we can think of no, we can think that cyber like you can think like this. For consider that you have an online business when you have a bank. You people have a bank and this is your online business, and people are using your mobile applications for the business. People are using your website for your businesses. People are using your cloud platforms for your business. So now, you will consider yourself as a business owner. So you will think that okay, it is quite possible that may I will get an cyber incident. So you will think that okay, before that incident, I have to do some preemptive measures. I have to follow some precautions. Why? Because to avoid the cyber incident. So cybersecurity, there are different type of cybersecurity services. Some are applicable before incident, and some are applicable after the incident. So I have arranged the services before incident and after incident. Just to give you an overview, then we will move into the VAPT, and we will go to a specific service. So before the incident, you are the business owner, you have an online bank, you have the customers, you have the website, you have the customers have the website, customer have the application, and you are worried about hacking, cyber risk, and all that stuff. So what we will do, you can adopt the services. The first service is you see deployment of firewall, SIEM, SOC, DLP, EDR, AV, honey traps, etc. This is a blue team activity. You have, being a business owner, you have to place the guard in your IT infrastructure. You have to place firewalls in order to control the internet traffic. You have to deploy SIEM and SOC to monitor the cyber alerts that are constantly being targeted to your organization. You have to deploy DLP, like data loss prevention solutions, to avoid data leakage. You have to deploy EDR, that is endpoint detection and response. So you have to deploy antivirus uh, in your host systems, in your servers. Why? Because for protection against viruses and all that uh, bad malwares and all that stuff. Honey traps are also used. Honey traps are used uh, to make a trap for the attacker. So this is one service that you can pick up, and you must have to pick up before the incident. That is the blue teaming. That is, you have to uh, deploy the defense systems in your IT infrastructure. No, just moving forward, just imagine that in your bank you have deployed that all the IT stuff, IT infrastructure. Now the second problem that comes in your mind is that are these devices are properly configured? So there is another service that is configuration assessment. So you will then follow, or you will then adopt configuration assessment service. And but the in this service, what you will get, the people will come in your organization. They will see your IT assets, they will see your firewall, they will see your endpoint, they will see your server, and they will check their configuration as per international standards. And one of the standard is CIS benchmark, and they will give you a report that your IT infrastructure is lacking as per the standard. Then the network team or development team can fix up these configuration issues. Then your configuration is at the top right position. So now, secondly, moving forward, what you will need, you will need policies, you will need procedures. So you have to consult cybersecurity governance service. With this service, at the end of the day, at the end of this service, what you will get, your organization will get the policy, the password policies, um, the HR, management of HR in the context of cybersecurity policies, and a lot of policies. And it is a big subject of cybersecurity governance. But at the end of the day, you will get the policies and procedures, and you will do some compliance processes. So this is another service which you will be required before the incident to run your business. Architecture review, very important services. IT infrastructure, just like homes in a town, IT infrastructure are different. Even different banks, although they are same, they are providing same services, but different banks have different IT infrastructure. And this is up to the designer who designs the architecture. So sometimes there is a flaw in architecture. So what people will do, the organizations will ask for the security experts and they will review their architecture and they will point out the flaws that this design is not right or with this design these risks get opened. So this is architecture review service, which is again a preemptive service that before going live, before running your businesses, you will do these services. Now comes the VAPT, that is vulnerability assessment and pen testing. So in this service, you will perform or a security member or security team will perform vulnerability assessment of your IT assets and identify the vulnerabilities and report them. Then relevant teams will fix that vulnerability. So this is a VAPT service. We will discuss this service in detail, but just I have given a short intro at this part of the slide. Now coming to the red team. Red team is also, you can say, it is just related to vulnerability assessment and pen testing, but there are differences between VAPT and red teaming. I will cover the differences in the next section of the slide. Now, social engineering, many people know you have just again just the same imagination. You have a bank that is running an online business. Now you have 100 employees. You want to be ensured that your employees doesn't get trapped by the hackers and the bad guys over the internet. So you want to test this cybersecurity awareness. So you will launch social engineering campaigns. And what the engineers will do, what cyber engineers will do, they will plan a campaign and they will launch different type of attacks on your employee email addresses. And there are different ways of attacking. Like phishing is a process in a cyber engineer will send an email to the bank employees and see who clicks and what is the like end goal he can achieve with that phishing campaign. And wishing there are different types of social engineering attacks, and you can call like bank employees and ask them to give your password. And there are different types of tricks. And this is another a big subject, but just for the sake of introduction, if you want to test your employee awareness, if you want to improve your employee awareness, then you can adopt social engineering service and set modeling and simulation. But in this service, people, cyber engineers will develop set models of your applications, your IT infrastructure, and they will show you that these are the risk avenues in your IT infrastructure. That attackers can get into from the WAN, attackers can get from the LAN, and they will see see the threat, they will analyze the threat, and they will at the end of the day they will give you diagrams in which you can see the threats and you can see and you can plan your cyber security according to this as per the threat model that okay, this is the weak area, this is the weakest area, so okay, start with the weakest area. So with this threat model you can plan you can plan your cyber security activities and you can give priority to the cyber security services so that most weak part are given more priority as compared to the part that are little better. So this with this thread modeling, you get your thread dimensions and you will see you can prioritize your remediation activity. So this is like you are the business owner again. I will move this presentation just with an uh, simulated example that you are a business owner of a bank so that you can visualize and you can learn the concepts easily. So now you have invested, you have created a bank, you have all the IT infrastructure, you have done all the uh, before incident service, you have followed all the services and the system is running and people are doing coming onto your website, people are coming to your mobile application, they are doing transactions and you are earning money, business is running. Now what happens after all this effort? Sometimes some there are some weak part that are left into that process that allows an attacker to get into your machine. Now what happens? This is the second. This is this when you come into this state after incident. So after incident, you can uh, go with the digital forensic and incident investigation service. You can if you have if you have a cyber incident, maybe your data has been lost, maybe your data has been corrupted. So you can go with the service real forensic and incident investigation, and it's a similar service. It's like compromise assessment service. There are small difference between the services, but at this stage of the presentation, or you can say, since the presentation is all about VAPT, so just to give an idea, these are the services that you can follow after an incident. So VAPT, this is one of the very famous services that these days any organization selling anything online cannot survive without this VAPT service. Since I am invested a lot of years in this service, and I know that this service has a lot of learning curve, a deep learning curve. So these you have, like, as an engineer, you have to learn a lot of things considering multiple IT infrastructure, multiple assets, right? So VAPT is a very, I just want to highlight that VAPT is a very important service that cannot be neglected in all of the cybersecurity services. Secondly, what is the purpose of VAPT? VAPT is used to identify the vulnerabilities in your IT assets. Being a banking owner, being an IT engineer, being a network engineer, you don't know what are the services in your routers, what are the vulnerabilities in your routers, what are the vulnerabilities in your web application, until you get hacked, and then you got and you knew that okay, these are the vulnerabilities. So with VAPT, you can identify vulnerabilities in your IT products like firewalls, routers, websites, web APIs, all the IT infrastructure components. You will identify the vulnerabilities. This is the purpose of VAPT service. Now, one thing I want to specify, uh, this, specifically VAPT, this, the service in cybersecurity, is in this field, in this area, it lacks standardization. And what happens that if there is no standard, or this, if a field lacks standard, what happens that a field with with one name, different people call this same field with different names. Like, customer come to us, someone is telling that I need vulnerability assessment, someone is telling that I need pen testing, someone is telling that I need vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Some people come, they call that I need ethical hacking. Some people call I need offensive security services. So at the moment, currently uh, at the, like, now I'm giving presentation at this time. Even at that time, there is a lack of standardization in this area. That is why a same service is being recalled with different names. So I want to clear your concept, that do not confuse. They all These all names are just are same, just the same cybersecurity service, but with a small difference, I will tell. But vulnerability assessment, penetration testing, vulnerability assessment and penetration testing, ethical hacking, offensive security, these are all almost, this is the same service. Uh, so they do not confuse these names, because there's a lack of standardization. So people call same thing with different names. So they are calling same thing with different names. So secondly, uh, at end of at last point, you see vulnerability assessment versus penetration testing. That is explicitly I have written. Why? Because there is small difference between vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. Okay, just want to clarify this concept to you. Uh, just we can pick up an example. You are a business bank owner and you have a website. So you engage me and ask me to do a vulnerability assessment of your web application. Then what I will do, I will identify vulnerability, and in that process, I have identified a SQL injection vulnerability. But what I will do, I will not exploit that vulnerability and extract the information from the database because you asked me to do vulnerability assessment. Okay. Now you ask me to do penetration testing. So uh, of the same application, now I will test the same application, and if I find a SQL injection vulnerability, then I will exploit that vulnerability and try to extract some information from the database and present it in front of you as an evidence. So this is a difference between vulnerability assessment and penetration testing. And what is happening in the industry, a lot of customers, they come to us, they want penetration testing, but they are telling us that we need vulnerability. So is coming that okay, some people come and they so they are mixing different things. But for you people, I want to clarify that if any if you want that service, you should be clear. If you want a vulnerability assessment service, then you must be clear in your mind that cybersecurity engineer will identify the vulnerability, but he will not exploit the vulnerability. This is vulnerability assessment. And if you want penetration testing, it means that you want vulnerability assessment as well, and you want to exploit the vulnerabilities, and you want to see the damage of these vulnerabilities. So this is a difference. So normally people have a confusion, customers have a confusion, but we know our field and we guide them that okay, you want vulnerability assessment or pen testing. So if now vulnerability assessment coming to this is just a scanning of vulnerability. Penetration testing is scanning plus exploitation, and vulnerability assessment and pen testing and penetration testing just the same thing because after vulnerability assessment there is penetration testing. So vulnerability assessment and penetration testing or penetration testing. These both of these means that you have to do vulnerability assessment and then you have to do the exploitation. Ethical hacking is just the same thing. It is a vague word. It is a very vague word. The correct words are vulnerability assessment or penetration testing, but it is a vague word. People use it. They want to take either. If people come for ethical hacking, they are looking for either vulnerability assessment or either penetration testing. Then, as a engineer, we guide them. What do you want? So, ethical hacking is just a vague word. Offensive security is just a broad word. Under that offensive security, uh, it means that you attempt to penetrate the system and find the vulnerability, exploit the vulnerability. So, all the same words, and these are not standardized. Different people have different people ask them with different names, but do not worry. If you are a cybersecurity engineer, then you have to clarify that. Not the same point I have explained previously that methodology and tools correlation. Because why I have made this slide, because people coming to us and they say, okay, what tool you use for VAPT? People think that there is a single tool or two tools that if you have this tool in your hand, then you can do all types of VAPT and the VAPT is over. So I want to just because this question, a lot of people ask me this question. That is why I have made this sheet for you. So I have written. You see, enumeration, information gathering. Okay, these are done with manual techniques as well and automated tool as well. So enumeration, just think of a web application and just think you want to do the enumeration, right? Then for enumeration, you will be using manual techniques as well. And for enumeration, you will be using automated tools as well. So it is not a single tool that will do the complete enumeration for you, and there will be not a single manual technique that will serve your purpose. Using manual techniques and automated tools, you will achieve a good enumeration. And similarly, for vulnerability assessment, there are manual techniques as well and automated tool as well. And exploitation and threat escalation. For all these phases, there are manual techniques and there are automated tools as well. So just to clarify that enumeration is not do not think of enumeration of web application is a tool. You will press a button and you will get the enumeration. This is not the way. For enumeration of a web application, you have to do lot of manual work and you will definitely be using automated tool. So with both of combination of uh, these, you can get a good VAPT assessment. So this is methodology versus tools correlation. And again, if the type of asset is changed, techniques will be different and tool will be different. Okay, let us move forward. Now, this is very important for you as well because working in the industry for so many years, I see people are confused. They are asking, they need a different service and asking it with a different name. So we tell them, okay, we after discussion we clarify them. So I want to share that knowledge with you as well. So VAPT and rating, there's a lot of confusion in between VAPT and rating. So I want to clarify on this with a very simple example. You see, I have written VAPT is a general assessment of in-scope assets, and red team is a goal-oriented assessment of in-scope assets. Okay, just I will explain in a very simple way. Consider you have a web application of your bank. You want uh, what you want that I want to find all the vulnerabilities in the web application, and you will hire me, or then I will do a VPT service for you, and I will list all the vulnerabilities. These are high critical, medium, and This is what we have identified. Now, just consider that, okay, you have a different requirement. You want that, okay, I'm a business owner. I am in, I have a salary record of my employees. That is very important for me. So I want to engage you and just want to know that is in my IT infrastructure, can any insider, my employee can get this salary information of other employees from that server. I want to know the answer of this question. So this is basically a red team. So this will be a red team activity. This is a goal-oriented assessment. So in order to get the information from that servers, maybe you have to compromise few other servers, then pivot them. Then from that server you can hack that server. You can adopt any techniques, but at the end of the day, customer is looking to answer a fear that is in his heart, that either I am safe on this or not safe on this. So I give one example of example of an AD, because AD is a very critical component in IT infrastructure. All the user credentials are saved in that server, AD server. So maybe business owner, maybe your bank owner will want that. I want to know that my users credentials are safe. I'm just worried about on this, that either my user credentials are safe or not. So then they will ask, this is a goal-oriented assessment. So what we will do, we will try to penetrate from all possible sides. If it is a web server, it doesn't, maybe I will use different techniques. Maybe I will use uh, social engineering techniques to trap the employees and then hack their system, and then from that system try to move into try to hack the AD server as well. So red team is a goal-oriented assessment, and it allows you to pick up a lot of techniques. But VAPT is a generic assessment of vulnerabilities, and this is a very uh, like this. You can see the tools and techniques for both the services are almost same, but the customer requirements are different. So these two services, you can say that as per customer requirement, these two could be two different services. Customer could be looking for general assessment, and customer could be looking for specific threats, specific attack vectors, specific risks you want to see. So this is the difference between VAPT and ATM. If it is